Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update from Marula Class.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Marula Classes. Today we have with us Dr. Sunil Sir, who is an eminent faculty of ITS Ghaziabad. Sir has so much experience in the field of engineering as well as MCA. So first of all, I would request Sir to give a brief introduction about himself so that you can know more about him.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. In fact, it's really a privilege and honor to me to be with you on this YouTube channel. Dr. Sunil Pandey, I'm presently working as Director IT and UG Campus at ITS Mohanagar Ghaziabad, which is part of ITS the Education Group, having 4 campuses, 8 different institutes, and we are imparting education in the field of computer applications, information technology, management, dentistry, pharmacy, engineering, biotechnology, physiotherapy, and likewise. I joined this institute way back in 1998, and for the last 22 years almost, I'm with this institute. My area of interest includes AI, machine learning, and data sciences. As far as my professional journey is concerned, I started my career with Global Telesystems in Mumbai, and I was there for almost 2.5 years as assistant database administrator, and then I joined this ITS Ghaziabad in 1998. We have been involved in teaching, research, and we have been associated with different organizations in terms of industry collaborations. So we have been trying to put our best of efforts to make sure that whatever best we can provide to our students, we can do. With support of you all, we have been doing that. So this is what a small brief of mine.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Actually, sir is having a lot of experience that I cannot even remember the qualifications or the experiences he has. So thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time. So today our main topic of discussion will be MCA. So in the beginning, I would like to ask you that which kind of student should pursue MCA course, or students who are having interest in which area should go for MCA.
See, the Masters of Computer Application is a unique course in its own, which requires different kind of mindset, different kind of attitude, and all these students, those who are innovative in nature, those who want to create something, they all, irrespective of whether from which background they come, of course, that minimum eligibility criteria for admission to MCA program has to be fulfilled. Otherwise, any student having interest in innovation, creativity, and to build solution, or to be part of the process where solutions are built for real-time problems, the MCA course welcomes to any such student. There is nothing like what background he comes from, because now you all know that the MCA course, a student who has graduation, 3 years graduation, and mathematics in at graduation level or intermediate level, any student can take admission in MCA program. So whether a student comes from commerce background or from any other background, or computer applications or information technology, any student can take admission in MCA program. And the uniqueness of this course is, this is not a conventional course. In present context, we all know that adoption of information technology has increased the usage of IT and IT-enabled tools in all the industries, whether it is education, which we all have seen in last at least 1 year, that conventionally the students, those who are part of this, even at Marula coaching also, classes also, they used to take classes physically at the premises. But during this pandemic 19, we all have migrated from physical platform to digital platform. So education is also there, but you name the vertical, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is retail, whether it is FMCG, whether it is a technology-driven any organization, whatever organization you take, every organization is adopting technology on a very faster pace. So students, those who wish to learn new things, those who wish to be innovative, those who try to find out creative ways to make sure that organizations' resources are utilized in best possible optimal manner. They all are welcome to this course. They all can take this course.
Okay. So, recently, the duration of MC program has been reduced to 2 years in most of the institutions except in ITs.
Yeah.
Most probably from the
Yes.
next year, ITs will also reduce the duration of MC program. So now many students who used to be from BSc background or a mathematics background, now they are in doubt that will they be able to, perform uh, better or perform great in MC program, because they think 3 year expand is better for them. They can learn more in 3 years in comparison to 2 years. BCA students will perform better than them. So, sir, do you think this change in the duration of MC program will affect the performance of students who are coming from non-CS background?
Uh, Not exactly. Not exactly. See why? Because this decision of making this MCA program from 3 years to 2 years, it has gone through lots of discussion with academia, with industry, with research organizations, and very consciously it has been, this decision has been taken. See, if you look at MCA course when it was 3 years, the weightage was given. You will find in almost every semester up to at least third semester, the courses on mathematics, the courses on fundamental of computer applications or computer science. So now what the regulatory authorities and academic regulatory authorities, what they have found, that if this course could be made a kind of rigor by a kind of course which is actually focusing on information technology, number one, because what happens, like if a student is from BSc background, now a BSc student, he studied mathematics for 3 years, and the mathematical concepts like operation research, the mathematical concept like discrete mathematics, the mathematical foundation, all these subjects students have already studied who is from BSc background. So that background of mathematics always keeps him ahead of others. The students who completes these 3 years in during his BSc course, logically and aptitude wise, also he is considered to be well equipped as per requirement. So what he actually needs to do, once he joins the course, there are few subjects which university is adding as a bridge course. So wherever that gap exists, universities are already planning to create uh, almost 2 or 3 subjects which students who are from non-computer background, they will be studying, and they are planning to introduce this, that during these for these students, those who have do not have any computer background, to add 2 bridge course subjects where the fundamentals which every student needs to know about information technology, this will be covered. Also, there are instructions to all the institutions that before actual course curriculum starts, there would be a kind of induction program of about 2 weeks time, where all these students will be provided with the basics of what is expected to pursue the course. So I don't think it will make any difference for those BSc students in getting admission in MCA program and pursue program and complete it successfully.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, can you brief us about this bridge course? Because I've read about this at many places, but I don't have exact idea about this, that what is this course and where will it be offered?
This bridge course, in fact, it will be part of this MCA program during first semester, when a student will be joining the institute after getting admission. This will be institute's responsibility to conduct those programs. Like what happens at every professional institution, there is a concept of orientation program, induction program. So institute have that option to start those courses to make sure that effectively these basic requirements are completed even before actual course starts. So during those days. Secondly, along with these subjects, what students would be studying, these subjects will be part of curriculum, where these students will be studying these subjects. So the modus operandi would be, I think most of the institutions will be offering this course even before actual MCA first semester starts. So by the time when MCA first semester will start for all the students, these students will already be equipped with all basic essentials which is required. So these courses will be including certain part of information technology awareness, what actually information technology is, what are basic technologies, what are the computer applications, what every student needs to know, and how to start programming. Even the fundamentals of programming will also be included in it. So these students, once they complete this basic course, they will not find anything in any way inferior to any other student who does BC or BSc Computer Science. So students, they should not be worried about all these things. These things have been taken care of.
Okay, sir. Sir, what are the career opportunities available after MCA after completing MCA course?
This is a very good question. In fact, most of the time, students find it difficult that when they will be completing this program, what career prospects they have. And there is a common myth which is there among the students, because if you talk to anybody in computer science, they all will talk in terms of programming. But this is a myth. Trust me, in IT industry, programming is an important thing. No one can deny from that. But merely 15% people actually work in programming. Rest 85% workforce in IT, they have different other jobs. There's a huge list of options available with the students. Of course, one, the programming, which everyone knows. So if you are good at coding, then programming is you. But apart from programming, there are a number of options. The database, if you look at any IT application, you will find that information technology can be summarized into three different streams. The number one, the computer itself. So when you start a computer you can use it. Before that, entire process of switching on to loading all basic ingredients and then preparing computer or laptop or whatever machine you're using usable by the user. So there is a system software which works behind this, to which we call like operating system. There are different device drivers. The people, those who are very good at programming, and as well as they have good understanding of hardware. System programming. So system programming is one, which is, of course, wonderful option, where a programmer writes program which is primarily not meant for end user. Like we use MS Word, MS Office, like we are using Google Meet. Now, if you are using Google Meet, we don't need to understand how internally it is working. We are just end user. But this application must have been developed by someone. We are using it on Windows platform. Somebody must have coded it so that it runs on Windows platform. So the one is those system programs like operating system, like device drivers. So system related programs who write system programmer. So in programming, even this one component is system programming. Then we are using this Google Meet. Google Meet is an application. And to this application, we simply go to the browser. We type meet.google.com. We get a code to start the meeting. We share that code with anyone with whom we want to conduct the meeting, and we are able to meet and interact here. So these are application software, application program. So there is another category, another option for these students to go for application development. And most of the students, those who complete MCA program and goes for programming, they are working in application development, application program. MS Office is an application program, application software. Google Meet, what we are using is an application software, collaborative tool here, in fact, this is. So in programming, there are two verticals. One, the system programming. Second is application developer. And both these things can be taken care of by MCA student, depending on if a student has understanding of how actually hardware is working and he knows how to write a program, he can go for this. This is considered to be the highest paid job, because this is the kind of research oriented activity where you need to learn about hardware, you need to learn how hardware acts, you need to learn how hardware functions, and then you need to write a program in a different kind of language altogether, which can interact with the hardware, which can ensure that hardware functions. Likewise, if any application is developed by keeping in mind users like us, where hardware details are not required, but there are certain interfaces to which you can use and write the program. Currently, once a software is prepared, we all know that any system, if it is developed, until unless it is tested properly, that software can't be used. So software testing is one area where lots of requirement is there, where if a student understands what coding is, but many times it happens, every student does not have that coding interest. But if a student has understanding of what coding is, not necessarily writing codes, he can get highly paid jobs in software testing. Because in software testing, there are, again, different methods, primarily divided into two categories. The one is manual testing, and the other is automated testing. For automated testing, there are different tools which a student would be required to learn and which can be easily learned if he or she has interest into this. So software testing is another area. Now, we all know that any system runs on certain infrastructure, where network is involved, where different monitoring tools will be there. So this creating that infrastructure, creating a network environment, maintaining networks, this is another area where if someone does not have at all interest in programming, but he knows, he has interest that how to connect systems, how to make sure that network works properly, how to handle servers. This server in any case is different. So network administration is something where these students have great career prospects, because in India specifically, now almost all the organizations and government has gone for the heavy infrastructure creation and upgradation. So students, those who might be having interest in networks and infrastructure, they have wonderful career prospects where they are not required to go for programming, they are not required to go for coding, but understanding of computers and how these computers could be connected to create an environment where people can communicate, people can transmit data, transmit information. So this is a network infrastructure creation and management. This is another area where they have career prospects. Then we all know that now currently everywhere in any organization, data is something which is very important. And if data is lost, everything is lost, because all the calculations, all the processes, they are based on data only. So data is something which is very crucial, and there are opportunities for these MCA students to manage, store, and make sure that this data is available wherever it is required. So database administration is an area. Of course, to become a database administrator, you need to learn certain techniques, you need to learn something. But to begin with, if you get opportunity, if you have, for that, if you have interest in databases, if you know how to create data stores, how to manage data, if you have basic understanding of those things and you can build up, this is one of the most respectable job in IT industry. Because in real environment, it's said that task of database administrator starts when work of everyone stops. So this is what most highly paid job, database management and database administration. Nowadays, most of the organizations are shifting, are migrating, or at least taking some of their work function on internet, because this is a powerful medium to reach out to the people, breaking all geographical boundaries. So what organizations are doing, the organizations are also working in the process to take the information of their product, their services, their facilities to the people through this internet medium. Every organization is creating its own website where they are displaying what services they are offering, what products they are manufacturing. And so every organization, whether it is academic institute or otherwise, everyone wants his or her presence on this digital platform. So digital platform is something where it is very much required to how to make sure that we reach at maximum number of people who are interested in our product or services or facilities. So social media is one of the most upcoming platform where now requirements are increasing every day. Organizations now have started recruiting their own independent units which is looking after this social media promotion, social media strategy, because social media is not something only to put something on Facebook. There's a careful assessment and analysis in the interest of the organization is required. So if a student has that orientation of creating a way to reach out to the people who can work on thinking strategically, this is another very fast upcoming career option area. So the social media platforms and see now even government organizations have started recruiting people, those who can look for these work, and great profiles are in existence. So this is another area. Cyber security with this one of the most sought after vertical where people are not found normally. There is a huge shortage of people, those who can work on cyber security. Because with now we all know that information technology is adopted by most of the organization, whether it is public sector organization, whether it is government organization, whether it is private sector, everyone is adopting. With this increased adoption of technology, more and more people are coming on this digital platform. And with increased presence on digital platform, it is now for people, those who have malified intentions, those who want to take advantage of all these organizations which are there on digital media. They are always in quest of finding some loophole so that they can breach those security things and get benefit of it. We have been very frequently, very regularly, we have been listening about different cases where amount was transferred from someone's account by someone. Credit cards were used by someone even without knowing actually who owns it. So these are the small things, but about a year, 2 years back, there was a case where millions of the information of millions of customers were stolen by someone of a very leading bank of India. There was a case when in UK, in hospitality sector, a security breach was seen, and then subsequently within 14 hours, that security concern, it spread it in about 52 countries. So now these things are posing big challenge, and because of that, what happens? Like Pentagon is an organization, the US leading organization. They conduct an event which is called Bug Bounty. What they do in a year, they create a window where they invite all the people, all the experts across the world, that you come and try to crack my system. If you are able to crack into the system, you are given handsome amount of price for that. Why they do? Because they want people come, try to crack their system, and in case if someone succeeds, they will find new loophole in the system. So that cyber security is an area where lots of millions of people are required across the globe, but still lots of shortage is there. So cyber security is something, if a student opt, they have sky open for their career options. Then, of course, now what is happening, a job of ethical hackers. there are a number of hackers who hack the website, who hack the IT system automation, but they do not hack for destroying or uh, harming those organizations. Why they do? These people are independent people. They are freelancers. See, now this is one area which probably others any other field may not provide. That you just purchase a laptop, start learning, experiment it, and once you feel that you are comfortable, you have been able to learn something, you can offer it to someone. This IT, so this entrepreneurial attribute, it's something which is very much very common with the people, those who are in IT industry. So what they do, they learn something and then they offer that, yes, I can hack your system, I can get into your network. Now companies employ such people as a consultant. Companies ask these people, you hack our system and tell us how it was hacked, where actually loophole exists in our system. So these people are called ethical hacker because they do not hack the system to harm or to for their vested interest. They offer this service in identifying the loopholes. So this ethical hacking, it's something which is very common nowadays, and youngsters are doing that. Now, this freelancing has also created different opportunities of becoming consultant, where you may be on role as a consultant, you may not be. You have developed some kind of expertise, like if you learn how to develop mobile application. Now everyone wants a mobile application. So now if you know how to develop a mobile application, you can offer anyone, whomsoever wants an application to be developed up, yes, I can develop. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. It
Huh.
just paused for a
So,
second, sir.
okay. So nowadays, this freelancing is becoming very popular. Even many of our students, they join the job after completion of MCA. Within the next 6 to 8 months, they left the job and they started their own work. And it is not happening with us. At almost all the institutions, good students, those who are confident, those who want to innovate something, those who have the creativity, they do not find if the job is interesting, they start their own work, their own things, and they're earning more than any other person who has 5 to 6 year experience in the beginning of the career itself. So this is something which is very common nowadays. So there are lots of opportunities, lots of vertical. The programming, in programming, the system programming, the application development, which we call software development, cyber security is something, network and infrastructure management, then application development, the freelancing is one option. Then cyber security is something which is very common now, coming up very fast. The consulting, if you have developed certain skills, you can offer your services, which will be paid on hour basis or project to project basis, and you can earn very good money. So likewise, even in government, if you see, government organizations have also started looking for these people.
So,
So
your video is
yeah.
paused, sir.
Hello,
Yes,
hello.
sir. So your video is paused, sir.
My video is paused.
Yes, sir.
Hello, is it working?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's fine.
So there are huge career prospects for the students of MCA course, and let me tell you that the kind of variety in job profile this MCA course offer, I don't think any other stream will be able to offer it. A student who completes MCA, because during his course curriculum he studies technical subject, he also studies management subjects too. So most of the students, after 5, 6, 8 years of their job in IT industry, you will find moving into management cadre. So that career prospects are tremendous. But of course, that commitment, that learning attitude has to be there.
So, whenever we go for MCA, the students as well as their guardians they presume this thing that we are going to work in the private sector only, or we are going to get job in the private sector only.
True.
But
True.
there are opportunities in public sector also. You yourself told us about this thing.
Yep.
I was also not aware about this fact. So please tell us the public sector opportunities which are available to the MCA students.
In fact, the kind of job opportunities available in public sector and government organization, it is no less than opportunities in private sector. You name a company, now you will find the requirement of students did MCA are coming very frequently. Like NIC, we all know that all these government projects, whether it is election commission's website or any government organization's website, is maintained by NIC, developed and maintained by IRCTC. I'm just naming these two organizations because these two organizations are among world's largest organizations. IRCTC, the Indian Railways, is considered to be the largest network in the world. Likewise, NIC is an organization which is dealing with all government organizations, government departments, whether public sector, specific government, ministry, everything. Who, in fact, operates this? If you see, the people, those who are working with these companies, mostly they're MCAs. Of course, they are not publicized because since beginning, the initiative from government to adopt this technology was not at that faster pace. It was a bit slow. So because of those slow adoption, the requirements were less, and that's why people were not attracted towards those opportunities. But now, I've just named these two, IRCTC, Indian Railways, and this NIC. You will see every district information officer, 90% you will find people from NCA background. And those are gazetted posts, by the way. You name an organization, say Steel Authority of India Limited, ONGC, even a police department in different states, even in UP Police, we have a dedicated cyber cell where experts from IT, they are part of this department, and entire this IT, this tracking or different cyber crimes, they all are taken care of by them. Have you ever thought that cyber crimes are taking place? Who is actually investigating? Who all people are involved into this entire process? Who are the people? Those who are, because UP Police, most of the people do not know. But one of the sophisticated IT infrastructure this UP Police has. Have you ever thought of this 100 number if you dial, that police patrolling car reaches to you? How it happens? Who actually does this? Every district headquarters had wonderful sophisticated IT infrastructure, and this is I will not go into details because I can't share those things here at this platform on public forum. But trust me, this entire process is so quick, so fast, that within 10 to 15 minutes, if a police patrolling car comes to you, there must be a strong mechanism working behind it. There are people, those who are managing this entire thing. Who all are those? Every district headquarters, this was about police department. Why I'm naming this? Because we all see on day-to-day basis to them. 15, 20 years back, if you would have visited district headquarters to get some information, it was very difficult, and your parents or your grandparents, they will tell you how difficult it used to be to get your own information from government sector, because that information was not managed. Data was not kept properly. The files had to be searched. Then the Babu who used to sit in the office, he used to search the first, second, third, and it used to take weeks, and then there were certain other things. Now today, if you go on that website, if you just put your unique number, registration number, or whatever number is provided, You are able to get all the information. You don't need even to visit those offices. 15, 20 years back, if someone had to get his or her passport prepared, uh, people used to visit the zonal passport office, regional passport office, in the morning, standing in queue, wait for their term comes, then submit the application form, and it used to take 3 to 6 months to receive a passport. Now today, on website, you go to the website of passport office, you select your time slot as per your convenience. On that particular date, during that time slot, you reach there, the passport officer will interview and everything will be done on a single day within one maximum an hour. And within next 2 weeks time, you get your passport delivered. Now, even somebody, if wants to delay the process, he can't do it because at every stage, the timeline is defined. Who all have done this and who all are monitoring this? The people like you, like these students, they are working there. Now, TCS and Passport Office, the Ministry of External Affairs, they join hand, and now initial process is being taken care of by TCS. Rest of the part is taken care of by Passport Office. Who the people who are working in TCS? Who are they? And in even Passport Office, the people, those who are working on this technical aspect, they are the people like you. So this heavy adoption of technology has created different kind of opportunities, and you will not believe, even you may not believe this, but the kind of openings are coming up in different public sector organizations. Like SAIL is one of the largest company among Navratna. It is NTPC is there, ONGC is there. All public sector banks, whether it is SBI or Bank of Baroda, all these banks, if you see, all these banks, if you visit any bank, you will find a person sitting there as an IT officer. Who is that IT officer? He's MCA. And handsome salary. So, if you have that desire to join any public sector company, of course, the options are always there. But the only thing is, since competition is tough, you have to be well prepared. And if you are prepared, no one can stop from entering into this. Even my 15, 20 students, those who have even they were part of this Marula classes also, they have joined bank in Kanpur. They are working in the same city where you are based at. So this public sector banks, they have huge openings. So apart from private sector, equal opportunities are in government sector also. The only thing, normally the students, those who do MCA, primarily they don't look for these opportunities. So if you want, you please keep eyes on these openings, apply well in time, get prepared as for any other competitive exams, and you will succeed. You will have that opportunity with you. So defense services, whether banking, defense sector, all these companies like I mentioned you, NIC, IRCTC, NTPC, SAIL, ONGC, or any other state governments, central governments, even in universities, the people, those who are running these IT departments, they are MCAs. Mostly they are MCAs. In central universities, if someone wants to be in some university setup, they also have the same kind of options there. So there is no dearth of job in government sector. If you want, definitely there are opportunities. Lots of opportunities are there. The only thing, you need to be prepared. You need to close watch on in and around. Get ready, get prepared, and compete the exams, right?
Thank you, sir. So,
Yes,
this
sir.
COVID situation has impacted whole world in a negative way. Like many people lost their jobs, many the salaries were reduced, and the GDP also fell down. So, sir, what is the impact of this COVID on this IT sector? Like the jobs are going to be reduced, or the packages are going to reduce, or is it going to affect the IT sector in a negative way, or it has a positive impact on the IT sector?
Uh, I will ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
That what was there which kept everything on? Even during this lockdown, the only thing which kept everything on was information technology.
Yes, sir.
and this information technology, whether it was internet or organizations, even institutions like us, the Marula classes. Now you all have migrated from those physical classes mostly on the online platform.
Yes, sir.
So migration from physical platform to online platform has been possible only because of this telecom organization with the softwares, means in totality the IT firm. So IT industry has kept running, has kept functioning. Job losses, especially in IT industry, has been very less. Of course, because if economic slowdown comes in country, everyone gets impacted. But the least impacted industry was IT industry. Of course, since this pandemic during last 1 year, most of the organizations, they have started working in online mode. The expectations are changing. So the only thing what these MCA students has to take care, that now organizations are working on different kind of applications, which has AI capability, which has machine learning capability, the applications which are hosted on cloud, and with the introduction of this 5G now, this internet bandwidth is going to, the speed of internet is going to be tremendous. So these students from the beginning itself, they need to be very focused, number one. They need to learn certain things like AI and machine learning. It is a prediction of NASSCOM that during next 4 to 5 years, about 40% of people, those who are in IT industry, they would require to upskill themselves or reskill themselves. Means they will have to learn new things. What those new things are? AI, machine learning, robotic process automation, cloud. Now cloud is heading towards edge computing. The IoT, these are new areas which are coming up and which are expected to dominate this entire industry for next 5 to 10 years. This is creating huge opportunity for every IT student who is doing MCA. And if they are focused, apart from their course curriculum, they should learn something new also on their own. And if they keep learning, trust me, the sky is the limit. The package is not going to be a constraint. But the first thing, why company will pay you? If you deliver, you will get. So focus on learning new things, be confident, and try to understand what AI, artificial intelligence is, what machine learning is, what robotic process automation is, what is this IoT, and how it can be implemented. Because as a student of MCA, you are expected to work on these technologies, either to apply it or to develop applications like that. So this pandemic, in fact, has created more opportunities rather than reducing jobs.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, you have seen MCA since last many years, as you told us. So, sir, every now and then we get rumors like MCA, this institution has stopped MCA course, so MCA does not have great future. This program is going to end soon. So, what's your opinion? What graph of MCA you have seen in your experience? Like it's exponential, or the knowledge MCA students which have, or the opportunities which MCA students have pursue, or their career, or their packages, or their progress is in diminishing phase, or it's increasing.
It's always has been on increasing note. See what happens. MCA course is not like other conventional courses. Its requirement is different. The faculty who teaches these courses are required to be entirely different than those of conventional courses. You cannot teach in MCA course by just referring to books. If you are teaching a subject like network, and if a student does not understand what actually a network looks like, if he does not understand what are the components which are used to creating network, until unless he creates a network, he will not feel confident. And at the most of the institutions, it happens like that. I'm not saying all the institutions. And that's why you will see for last 25 years, there are institutions, those who started 25 years back, and still they are successfully running this course because they have been very focused. Like we at our place, we created, we knew that this artificial intelligence is something which is going to pick up very fast. We tied up with the company Huawei Telecom. They are establishing an AI and machine learning lab at our place. In 2008, we created our own video conferencing infrastructure. We created mobile application development lab. We created big data and data analytics lab. We created business intelligence lab. So, and not only we, any good institution will do that. And not only this creation of lab will not serve the purpose. If a student goes to the mobile application development lab and nobody is there to help him or guide him or mentor him, how he will learn this? We trained our faculty members on these technologies. So we have trained faculty. The trained faculty is not reading from book and then teaching in the class. Any student now has Google Baba with him or her. At any point of time, he can go and search on Google, get the material to read. So if I'm also teaching from the book or some material on Google, what difference I'm making? And that's why probably those institutions have not been able to prepare themselves for this course. So initially a student took admission. Later on, if he's not satisfied, if he's not getting what he expected for, this mouth publicity is very important. This feedback, why institutions will be closed or they will not, they will close this MCA program if they do not get admission. Why they will not get admission? Because their students are not getting jobs, number one, or they are not getting what they should get. Because every student nowadays knows what actually IT is, what is required. Every student is intelligent enough. We don't need to tell them. So there is no dearth of job. The job 5 years back, if we used to get our students used to get a package of 4 lakh, 5 lakhs. Now it has increased to 29 lakhs. Of course, the nature of the job is changing. The technology is changing very fast, and probably those institutions are not able to cope up with these requirements. And if they are not able to cope up with these requirements, not today, tomorrow they will all have to shut down. So institutions, those who are committed, those who have been working continuously, those who have been training their faculty members, because faculty is very important. And if faculty is not up to date with the technology, how he or she will teach in the classes? So that is more important. So what I think, because I myself did MCA, and then subsequently for higher education, I started my career at Global Telesystems Mumbai, as I mentioned in the beginning, and I started my career on mainframes. I worked on mainframe systems, on mainframe-based databases. Since then, even today, the technology has changed like anything. So the only thing required for academic institutions also to keep these technologies updated, keep their faculty updated, keep these infrastructure available at their institute so that a student can go and practice it. Because until unless they have that facility of practicing, their confidence will not be. And if they're not confident, you bring best of the companies, they will not be able to perform. And those who could not do, they are closing down. But otherwise, there is no dearth of job. The scope of this course has always been there and will always be there.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving us your time. You have answered all our questions in awesome manner. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And convey my regards to Amit ji.
Okay, sir.
Because the kind of efforts he and his team, including you all, have been making, I could see the way things are going on. So wish you all the best for this. For you. Thank you so much.